Well, that was excellent. Gale, Longstaff, Almiron, Lazaro, Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 4. Let's get into it. Well, where to even start with this game? Everything went right for Steve Bruce's men tonight, and the team put in quite possibly the performance of the season so far. Since Project Restart, Newcastle United have done an amazing job. We have really looked like one of the better teams in the league. We've looked fit, we've looked sharp, and we've looked organised, and that is not something you often say about Newcastle United. Before we go any further, if you like the content on this channel, please consider subscribing and like this video too. So where has this Newcastle United come from? We've scored 8 goals in the last 3 league games and we're unbeaten in the last 5. The debate will rage on about Steve Bruce, and rightly so, but let's just enjoy what we're witnessing at the moment. Tonight was a joy to watch and there were fantastic performances all over the pitch. Dwight Gale looked sharp and scored with a fantastic finish within 5 minutes of the match starting, putting his sickening miss against Manchester City in the FA Cup to bed. Sean Longstaff, starting for the first time in ages, and although he went off with what looked like a hamstring injury, played really well for the half an hour or so that he was on the pitch and took his goal really, really well too. Joe Linton played in a wider role due to Gale being in the starting lineup. I thought played really well and worked hard too. Bentaleb and Shelvey controlled the central midfield area. Almiron replaced the injured Longstaff and provided plenty of energy and purpose, as he always does, and scored a wonderful goal to make it 3-0. Running across the goal just outside the box, he killed a fantastic shot into the top corner away from the keeper. It was an absolutely sublime finish. Then another substitute, Lazaro, ran onto a beautifully timed pass from John Joe Shelvey and scored with an absolutely brilliant finish as well. Honestly, our finishing was clinical tonight, as good as you'll see at this level, and that's not something you say too often about Newcastle United at all. We scored 4 goals from 6 shots on target. I've not really mentioned the defence yet, and that's because they had a pretty quiet game really. It's unusual to see a game where Newcastle dominate possession in the way that we did tonight, but honestly, the defence was fine. But then there is the main man, Alan Saint-Maximin, and he just seems to get better and better. What an absolute steal he has been for £16 million. I've said it before and I'll say it again, his close control and strength is up there with the best in the Premier League. Just watch how hard it is to get the ball off him. He's become our key, our difference maker and our leader on the pitch. Without him in the team, we are very average, but he elevates us to a higher level, and certainly since Project Restart's happened, he has really been the difference maker for us. It's no coincidence in my mind that when he didn't have as good a game against Villa, the result wasn't as good. He gives players around him the belief that something magical can happen, and if you haven't seen it, his assist for Longstaff's goal should be illegal. At one point, he was 1 against 3, he took it to the byline, he did a magical fake pass, and then literally a split second later, picked out Longstaff by pulling the ball back with a really sharp, crisp pass, and Longstaff did the rest to make it 2-0. Not many players are able to do that. We have got a gem that we really need to hold on to. There's no doubt though that Bournemouth were a poor side. As bad as we've seen, in fact, I would say, all season. But as the saying goes, you can only beat what's put in front of you. And tonight, Newcastle United travelled to the south coast and did their job perfectly. I really did believe before the game that Bournemouth would be much, much tougher. And I really felt that they would look at us as one of their best chances of getting a big result. They've got some really tough fixtures coming up. But they were actually really completely toothless. And you've got to remember now, we are actually a team in form. I actually really liked the starting lineup too from Steve Bruce, playing Joe Linton and Gale, which is something we haven't seen too often this season. And we're on the front foot from the beginning. Obviously the early goal helped, but against these poorer teams, I always think Dwight Gale always gives you a decent chance of scoring, and tonight he did it. I felt that some fans totally overreacted to the Man City result on Sunday. Yes, Bruce got it wrong in the way he started the game, but it would have been a hard game no matter what. But tonight, you've got to give him credit. You've got to give his coaching staff credit too, because surprisingly, I think we've looked like one of the best teams since Project Restart's come about. 2 wins and a draw is a fantastic return, and some of the football we've actually played, especially against Sheffield United and tonight against Bournemouth, has been absolutely great too. We can't complain at that. I now really want us to take that energy into our next game against West Ham at the weekend and try and make it 3 wins out of 4 in the league since Project Restart and 4 out of 5 in total in the Premier League. We have got nothing to fear in that match, and wouldn't it be great to get onto 45 points with still a handful of games left to play? So yeah, in summary, an absolutely fantastic performance, a great team performance, great individual performances. I thought Steve Bruce got it right. Bournemouth were awful, but overall, we beat what was in front of us and we beat them convincingly, and that is just something that Newcastle don't do very often. You can feel actually the momentum building in this team and the belief building in this team. And like I say, as long as Alan Saint-Maximin stays fit, we have always got a chance in most games, or probably every game that we play. It's just brilliant. Let's keep it up. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and hit the like button too. And I will see you really soon for another video.